Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can probably tell, rain is forecast, so another wet one. Not ideal, but yeah, we're not going to give up. Today is the Strangford Shores route, I think. Let me just check that. Let's just say it's the Strangford Shores route. I think it is. It's the one that's that runs closest to Belfast, and because of that, we are going to be popping into Belfast and doing a couple of the sites. You know, your typical touristy bits. So let's get on the road.
Starting at the Strangford filling station, head south and simply follow the Lockside Road all the way to Portaferry. I do take a little detour to Grey Abbey along the way. At Portaferry, head east inland on the A2 to the opposite coast of the peninsula at Cloughie. Follow the coast road north through Portavogie and just after turn right into Warnock's Road to head back down to the seafront. Left at the end and follow your nose north through Ballywater to Mill Isle. Turn left here on the B172 and following all the way west back to Newtownards.
Well, I was starting to worry because it wasn't looking very hilly down Waterfall Road. Thinking if there's going to be a waterfall here, it's not going to be very impressive. But then it became steeper right by Gleno, the village. So let's go find it.
But now, on another one. It's here at Crumlin Road Jail. Let's hope they don't throw away the key, eh?
Oh, come all you lads and lasses near and lend to me your ear. I sing a tale of shadowed years of sorrow, hope and fear. From Derry streets to Belfast walls the bitter wind did blow, and many souls were swallowed whole by Crumlin Road below. So raise a glass to silent stones, to names the world won't know, to rebel hearts and prison moans where time moves cold and slow. They marched for peace, they died for flags, through blood the stories flow, and history sleeps with iron chains on Crumlin Road. The prison stood since '41 when crown and gavel reigned. Through famine years and empire laws her cells with cries were stained. But come the 90s ceased the eye, a new war found its ground, when neighbour turned on neighbour in a old Belfast town. The troubles came with bombs and fire, with marching boots and dread, and Protestants and Catholics filled the papers red. But inside Crumlin's corridors, the lines were drawn so tight, each wing a world divided by the day and by the night. So raise a glass to silent stones, to names the world won't know, to rebel hearts and prison moans, where time moves cold and slow. They marched for peace, they died for flags, through blood the stories flowed, and history sleeps with iron chains on Crumlin Road. Young men with rifles in their eyes and girls with stolen youth were locked away for decades long for dreams they called the truth. Some cried for Ulster standing strong, some knelt for Ireland free, and some just wept for what they'd lost in that old Gael's company. The hunger strikes the mournful chants, the screws with hardened skin, the riot smoke and whispered prayers from those held deep within. And though the gates are rusted now, the ghosts still walk at night. They speak of peace and reckonings and flickered hallway light. So raise a glass to silent stones, to names the world won't know, to rebel hearts and prison moans, where time moves cold and slow. They marched for peace, they died for flags, through blood the stories flowed, and history sleeps with iron chains on Crumlin Road. Now tourists walk the haunted halls where sorrow left its mark, and children ask what happened here when the world went cold and dark. But listen well and hear the wind, it still knows every name of those who paid the dearest price when justice played its game. So raise a glass to silent stones, to names the world won't know, to rebel hearts and prison moans, where time moves cold and slow. May peace now bloom where pain once reigned, and healing seeds be sowed, for freedom came with silent steps on Crumlin Road.
Okay, so this is the official start of the Strangford Shores route. It's closed. Obviously, coming out of jail, it's just got hitting the Belfast to rush out traffic. So it's 6:15 now. I've loaded the route up, 47 miles. It's saying I'm going to finish about 4:12. So the sun should not have set by then. Probably not going to stop and do, you know, the little fly the drone bits over. Maybe we'll see when we get there, because I think they are later in the route anyway. But and I'll have to find a bit of fuel as I go along. I've got half a tank, so I should actually be able to do the route easily on that, and the main roads and get some fuel on the way. That's the side. But yeah, hopefully, I mean the rain and whatnot has probably hampered the videos anyway, so it's not raining at the moment, so at least that's good. The roads are very wet, so I am going to be taking it a bit easy, obviously, because a lot of these routes are in rural areas, a lot of tractors and a lot of mud, and the roads can be sketchy in places, especially in the road. So we'll be taking it easy, but hopefully we'll get this one all done before sunset.
waterfall ran wild. The mist was in the treetops, the roads were slick with miles. Then Crumlin's grey old fortress held stories etched in stone of years behind those iron bars and echoes still alone. I rolled on down Titanic, where ghosts ride in the hull, stealing dreams on waters deep, the silence thick and full. Then out from Belfast City, where the shorelines meet the sky, I found the road to Strangford with a salt wind in my eyes. Strangford skies, you're heavy with rain, rolling through grey abbey like a hymn in the haze. Cloudy fields and cold sea light, I ride these bends, it feels just right. Oh, I'm not fast, but I'm still free. This road, this day belongs to me. Grey stones by the roadside, old chapels on the hill, farms asleep in summer's damp, the air is raw and still. Through Portaferry's winding streets, then inland I did glide, past hedgerows laced in memory, with time on either side. And I don't need a blue sky day to know what peace can be. It's in the hum of the engine, the pull of the Irish Sea. These moments blur like water drops across my visor's pane, but every mile I know I'll ride them all again. Strangford skies, you're heavy with rain, through cloudy bends and back again. The breeze cuts sharp near Millie Shore, but I just open up once more. Oh, I'm not fast, but I'm still free. This road, this day belongs to me. Back to Newtownards at dusk, the town lights flicker low. The bike is wet, my hands are cold, but my heart is in the glow of waterfalls and shipyard steel, of jailhouse stones and seas, of Strangford shores and winding roads, and finding parts of me. Strangford skies, you showed me the way through history's weight and ocean spray. I'll ride again where the soft winds moan. These Irish roads will call me home. Oh, I'm not fast, but I'm still free. This road, this day belongs to me.
So one of the places I am visiting in Belfast is this here museum, which is something about a boat, which, considering this weather, I'd be better off in a boat. Let's go check it out.
So the walk through museum starts off with how Belfast was growing and starting to becoming more affluent with its whisky, tobacco industries, and by the early 1900s had transformed into the largest linen producing centre in the world, as well as boasting the largest shipyard. A real feeling of hope and positivity. Operated by White Star Line, the Titanic was built by Belfast's Harland and Wolff Shipbuilding Company. It then takes you through how it was constructed and the conditions shipbuilders had to work in, which was pretty grim. You can then see displays of furnishings of the finished ship and how luxurious and what it might have been like as a passenger. Then, of course, it hit an iceberg and sank. Spoiler alert. There's a huge screen that cycles through various facts and figures and the names of those who were lost, and all of a sudden you're brought back down to earth with a bang. A very sombering experience indeed. Absolutely amazing.
In Belfast town, the hammer hands aflame, a floating world, a whispered fame. She rose like dawn, so wide, so high, a man-made star to kiss the sky. Steel and salt and hopes held tight, she sailed into the velvet night. The cold winds called, the stars stood still, and time obeyed a bitter will. She was more than ship, she was soul and pride. Now she sleeps in the deep where the lost ones lie. The chandeliers, the silvered glass, a fleeting age too grand to last. Laughter spilled on every deck, as though no fate could ever wreck. Below the quiet coal and sweat, build the speed they won't forget. While violins played lullabies, the sea kept silence in her eyes. Steel and salt and dreams held high, she cut the dark like a lullaby. But silence waits where hubris hides, and ice was waiting in the tides. She was more than ship, she was hope set free. Now she sleeps in the arms of a bitter sea. Some cried for love, some cried for land, some prayed for gods they didn't understand. The band played on, the lights grew dim, and angels wept for those who swam. The stars looked down, the water climbed, each second stole what man had timed. From ballroom light to ocean grave, no class, no name, no rank to save. The cries were brief, the cold was king, and history wept at what pride can bring. Steel and salt and silence now, a rusted crown on a shattered brow. Below the waves she dreams in peace, where sorrow sails and echoes cease. She was more than ship, she was love, she was lost. Now she's part of the sea.